Welcome to another Tech Talk Tuesday where I am breaking down all these technical issues for technical or non technical people. Yes, I do this for y'all, man. I hope y'all are learning something from these seminars or from these webinars or from these podcasts, I should say. Um, I do want to point out one thing for people that might not know exactly who I am or what I do. I am an entrepreneur. I have been doing this for many moons now. And I just want to share a couple tidbits for other musicians, artists, or businesses alike, because most people want to start a business, and the procrastination stage is you want to start a business. Like you want to start it, but you're not, it's not start yet. And you got so many reservations of how you feel about business. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing. Procrastination is just one of those things that kill your dream because you can start today. I'm going to tell you another thing. In order to be great, you just got to get started, but you don't got to be great to get started. You know what I mean? So essentially, learn from your failure, learn from your mistakes. And then I'm not trying to say that let it cost you a long, long heartache, headache, journey type of situation. But that is exactly why I make these videos so that entrepreneurs can cut some of that time. They can spend more time with their family. They can spend more time with their loved ones. They can spend more time doing the things that they love to do. So if you are one of those people and you just trying to figure out how could you free up some of this time or free up your everyday 9 to 5 where you're not doing as much, like of course if you're a boss, you're a boss, right? So it's 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like parenting, two forms some change. And really even when you're on vacation, you still working. So with all that being said, I just want to let y'all know that like we gonna have to bust this whole thing down. All right, so today on Tech Talk Tuesdays, this is the reason why I'm making this specific podcast is because I want to teach you guys how to turn AI into somebody who's working for you inside of your business. And what I mean by that is there's several tips and tools and tricks that I use that nobody can compete with me because I'm only one person, but I do a lot of different jobs. And what I mean by that is like, say, for instance, if I need to be a graphic designer, if I need to do video production, which we all need to make content, that is how y'all seeing me right now, right? There's a list of jobs and a variety of things that come with podcasting, as well as a business. You need to advertise, you need to market, you need to promote your products. No matter what type of business you have, your business model may be a little different from the next person, but believe me, a plumber still needs to go out at the end of the day and advertise for his job. Now, needless to say that like if he's driving around and his name is on the van, that doesn't mean that people are going to just automatically call him because they see the name on the van. So he has to go out, hire a marketer, or hire a market strategist, which I am, right? And then we're gonna have to sit down and come up with a cohesive plan that works for his business, work for his budget, and can get the target audience that he wants. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to think about it like this, and this is just being real. Lil Wayne is not going to be able to open up at a Kurt Franklin concert. Why? Because nobody came there to see Lil Wayne. They came there to see Kurt Franklin. So what I mean by that analogy is most people want to advertise in front of the wrong people. And what happens is you just spend your money, the money, the meta, I mean, whoever's advertising gonna take your money and you're not gonna see the results. So again, that is the reason why I make these videos because I want to be very technical for those non-technical people, and I want to make sure that at the end of the day, the business owners get something that they can go with, that they can understand, that they can rock with, and they can implement that into their business. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into this computer screen, and I'm gonna show y'all what I've been working on. So again, I've been telling y'all about Gemini. I've been telling y'all about Vimeo 3 or Vimo 3. I've been telling y'all about these different AI API systems that you can actually get into, these LLM systems that you can get into, right? And again, I don't want to get too technical. Don't get caught up on the wordplay. I just want to take it to y'all and let y'all know what's really going on. So, I've been in Gemini and I've been generating a whole bunch of videos lately. If you ask me, Gemini is probably the leading platform in AI development as far as video. The reason why I think that is because it comes with video and audio. Again, it comes with video and audio, so it's just not just straight video; it's audio as well, right? But yeah, so I mean, I really want to. I'm gonna take a deep dive after this video finish rendering down, but let me see. Matter of fact, I think it'll allow me to just poke around anyway while it's doing what it's doing. Um, so yeah, again, I get in here and I ask it so many different subtle things. I ask it things that I want to see if it's able to handle, and I gave it a simple prompt, and that's something y'all gonna learn from me. In a couple weeks to come, we'll have the whole prompt class where I'll show you in depth how to actually prompt the computer to give it exactly what you want, or prompt AI to get what you want. But yeah, so I gave it this simple prompt because of some project that I'm working on, and this is exactly what it came with. All right, so let me point out a couple things. So this AI is so sophisticated that it can give you 4K resolution. Basically, essentially, I want to point out something for people, and I want you guys to really understand one thing about this. If you give this computer a command and you tell it that you want to create a Pixar style 3D animated scene for of a slightly clumsy worker in his 20s wearing an apron with his name tag, this, to me, to be honest, now I don't know what you guys are doing out there as far as animation, as far as graphics, as far as bringing something to the forefront of development. This right here by far is leading technology. This looked like a kid movie. This looked like something you would take your kid to see, right? But I said that to say, like, it gave me, just off a prompt alone, it gave me audio and visual, a visual representation of everything that I'm saying, which you have to understand. For me, this is exactly what I need, right? With the right prompt, I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, so with the right prompt, mark words, man. 30 days. Give me 30 days. I'll have you a whole little cartoon or something like that. Just because my background, I mean, a lot of people don't know that I actually graduated from college for media communication, which means I entail making iPhone apps, making websites, as well as mixing and mastering, production, producing beats, filming, acting, directing. Man, it's the degree came with a lot, right? But after I finished that, I went to school and I was like, what do I do now? Because I have a business, and the business was successful enough to open up another business, and then we opened up another business, and it was just like, okay, now we got the trifecta. But as I tried to scale and learn to grow in business as an entrepreneur, one thing that I kept understanding was that I always needed a marketing team. Always needed just a digital marketing team. The days of people actually getting out in the street, is those days are gone, right? And I mean, I do relatively well, word of mouth. Just people that know me, just years and experience of being in the industry. People know me, right? So I said I'd like to say, like, in order for me to scale up my business and make way more money, I don't really worry about a competition. I don't have a competition, right? Even in an industry that's so saturated, I still don't have a competition because my reputation is, I stand on it, and people know. And when people talk about me, they tell other people, and people come because they're referred, right? That's all good and fine, but for me to expand my business and scale my business exponentially and get it to where I want it to be, I need this traffic. And this traffic comes from off the internet. This traffic comes off of, um, I mean, solely, to be honest, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, it's all on the internet. That's going to get you the most eyeballs of people who don't even know your product even exists. And in this day and age, I want to tell people that in order for you to stay relevant, you need to be on the internet. I heard a lot of artists saying back in the day, "Oh, I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't want to do dances. I don't want to do challenges." And I don't know where they streams are at right now. A lot of people are like shying away from the real thing right now in the industry. And the sad part is, if you are an artist and you're not on social media, then you're missing a whole bunch of people because there's millions and millions and millions and even billions on some apps, right? But I said all that to say, like, the tech talk, let me give y'all the whole tech talk so y'all can understand where we're at with this tech thing because I don't think y'all understanding. If you allow yourself to cut your time in half, so if you're taking 8 hours to get something done at your job, they got this whole list of things that you need to do. And if you were smart enough, you would be able to take AI and leverage that, and you should be able to cut that down exponentially, at least half. So again, I'm gonna take y'all into where I dwell from time to time. Um, and just tell y'all, okay, so look, this is the whole thing. Because a lot of people ask me questions and they say, well, like, I'm not as tech savvy as you, and I don't know how to tell a computer to get all the things that I want, right? But you can do a list of things, and all these apps that I'm showing you guys are free 99. So it's no, you cannot complain about this. It's just procrastination. It's either you want it or you don't. All right, so look, the first thing that I would do, right, is create a new project. So when I create a new project, mainly I'm telling it this is what I want, which is animation prompts. And I'm telling it, hey, I want to send these props over to Vimo 3, right? Or I want to send them to Sora, which is, they're both AI. So, excuse me, you can send it to either one, but to be honest, ChatGPT has Sora, and Sora is a very, 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 very powerful tool. But you have to know how to use it because not only can you create videos, but you can create just straight visuals, right? Meaning, just photos. And I'll just take a deep dive in here real quick. I love going up in Sora, so take y'all to the back end real quick. So yeah, there's a ton of things that you can actually do with Sora. I want y'all to go check it out. I want y'all to go check it out. I get on here every day just to make something cool, just because my brain deserves it. Look at the cat, right? So again, it's a community of people that's posting all of the images that they put up on here. And you can be a part of the community. You can actually use all of this stuff to get inspiration on something that you want to do. Like, say, for instance, we see this banana is actually a watermelon, right? Click on it, and then you go on the bottom, and it's in Spanish, right? So, okay. So, if you were smart, because we all have smartphones, you can translate this, or you can translate this on your computer, and then you can put that back into the AI and tell it the prompt. Or you can just go to create video, and then it'll create the video from this image. So there's a ton of ways to do this. And again, I'm not telling you to like steal somebody else's idea. I'm just saying, like, get in here and learn for yourself, because in a minute this AI is going to be so advanced. You guys are going to be so far. Y'all, you're gonna be left behind, and y'all gonna be looking for these videos, and I'm gonna definitely have to move on to something else, right? Because we got a whole series that's coming up And the website will be up by next Monday. It's just getting revamped right now. The website is already actually up, but they're building a whole nother interactive website where you guys can go and get modules, master classes, and the ebooks and everything like that. You know, the whole record company stuff, behind the scenes, the music videos, the music catalog, so forth and so on. But yeah, these podcasts are going to be totally different when y'all see them online, because the Tech Talk Tuesday is probably going to be a whole different format, as well as all the other different shows that we got coming from VLMG podcast. So y'all stay tuned. So it's a lot to unpack over here on this. But yeah, definitely, I want y'all to go in here. I want to see people, man, DM me and show me what y'all making. You know what I mean? Show me what y'all making. This is just images. So let's go to videos. Let's see some of the videos that people are creating. Check the cat out. Check the cat out. Bros over here chilling with them kebabs. I mean, it's very interesting, to say the least. Very, very interesting. And again, check out the prompts. Here's a nice list of prompts. And the more that you give the computer to work with, the better it comes with a response. And I love it because this person goes all the way from um, second hyperrealism, and I have to try that. I haven't even tried hyperrealism yet. And these are just all different styles. These are all kind of different styles that you can actually use, like a Pixar or 4K or 8K, or you basically telling the computer, hey, this is exactly what I want to see. So you can get as creative as you want. But 9:16 vertical aspect ratio. So that's very important. If you want 1:1, if you want 9:16, if you want 16:9, just think about the platform that you're gonna put it on. I know this all sounds like a lot, but just think about this. When you're looking at your phone and your phone is up straight, that's vertical. If you have it to the side, that's 16:9. So that's normally like YouTube. And then up straight is more like Facebook, right? Instagram is 1:1. So there's a lot of things you guys can learn from me. I hope that y'all are like taking notes on some of the stuff that I'm talking about, because it's definitely going to be we're going to be moving a little bit faster when I get to these master classes, and I'm not going to be breaking down in depth or going in to show y'all the different stuff. I'm just going to be just piling through, because the community. But yeah, it's super realistic, man. Check this out. This person is not even real, but they look real, right? Um, so yeah, again, my point is to show you guys all the different endless things you can do. Call of Duty. That's clean. That's clean. Um, all the different things that you can do. Like I said, the possibilities are endless. And if you are like me, you would know that like there's so many different things you can do with this. I don't, but I will. This is what I'll do. I'll just show y'all something real quick. Just for all y'all entrepreneurs or y'all people out there that just really y'all tap in with me to see what I'm talking about and what I got going on. All right, so look. Now, if you're thinking about it how I would think about something, right? Now let's think in terms of making money off of this. Now, depending on your business and depending on your needs of business, what you could do with the best practice the way that I would utilize AI is I actually act like it's a person that I hired. It's definitely a person that I hired. You know, we go back and forth in conversation, and I ask her so many questions, right? So I asked it just simply, for information about this tech talk situation. And it gave me a few things, right? It gave me a few things, and it was more along the lines of I already know my topics, I already know my viewpoints, I already know everything that it has to do with the topics which is the reason why you never see me reading off paper, right? But when it comes to thumbnails, for some reason, I struggle. When it comes to making things for YouTube, because it has to be very boom, that it got to be catchy, everything has to be perfect. And at the end of the day, after I film it, edit it, and post and do everything to make sure that it all looks good, the last thing I want to do is the graphics, right? So, so you can basically give us some prompts and let them know what are your strengths and what is your weaknesses, and why are you coming to ChatGPT? You can tell it like, hey, my name is Mike. Some of my strong suits are that I'm very creative. Um, one of my weaknesses is that I'm so creative and I'm so busy that I feel like I don't get everything done in time. And you could just throw different things. You don't have to be too personal, because this is about business. It's not about personality. It's not about person. It's about business, right? So you would tell the AI, these are my strong suits, these are my weaknesses. Now, this is what I'm trying to get accomplished. This is my task at hand. This is what I would like to see happen, right? You are going to prompt it, and what it's going to do is set you up for success because it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do to stay on task, not only on task, but even help you hand in hand on everything. And when I say that, let me think about this. I want to, the way that I work in here is so hard. I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about and how I'm talking about it so that it can be more relevant in your life and that you will be able to use it in your everyday situations. Um, just put it this way. Bam, let's go to this 30 day release plan, right? Which is actually something that I am offering for free just for all those artists out there that have a release and you're not really getting traction on your music and you're wondering why you're not getting traction on your music is because you didn't listen to the OGs. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. Nah, for real though. You didn't listen to the people back in the day when, Isleys was speaking or it's just different people, Prince or Michael Jackson. Because in this game nowadays, before your song come out, there's so many different things that you need to do to prep to let people know that the song does exist and that it is coming out, which is the reason why I created the 30-day single release roadmap. Now, every artist, producer know that you need to have a rollout if you expect to have people anticipating for your song to come out, right? But my point is, so I already had the curriculum, but I went in and I said, hey, I want to create a very, very, very strong connection between everything that I'm saying. I need a visual because you guys can see I know everything that I'm talking about. I do it in my sleep and no lie, numbers don't lie, man. Just go look and see what I'm doing. But again, I just asked the simple things that I wanted to know. Again, I use this as a tool. I use this as an arsenal in my toolbox. I use this again as a worker in my business. Cannot emphasize that enough, right? So I go in there and I say, hey, can you give me this information? Can you give it to me step by step, break it down? Because I need a visual, right? And it gives me the text, which is perfectly fine because then I plug this in and then I actually get exactly what I want, right? So it gives me different slides. It tells me exactly what to put on the slide, engage your fans, build anticipation, final push, release and reflection, call to action, right? It tells me everything. And then it asks me, would you like me to create a graphic template or a mock-up that you can edit like in Canva or in Photoshop. Now right there, I'm gonna break this down for a second because I would only feel right by explaining this to you. So that I already created the whole um that I already created the whole product. I have the whole product. But it's gonna take me time for me to actually create this artwork. Now, I went to school for graphic design, so really it would not take me a long time. I think it would probably take me longer for me to say, I like it, I don't like it, whatever the case may be. But for the average Joe, or for a solopreneur, or for an entrepreneur, or for a small business owner, or for somebody that's just now getting into the business, they can tell you they don't have 3, 4, 5 hours to come up with all of these different things. And needless to say, I think it made 8 slides. So that probably would take an average person around maybe 6 hours, give or take, just depending on their level of skill on if they know how to use Photoshop, if they know how to use Canva, right? But needless to say, let's get to the techie part. AI, you don't have to really know anything. What you need to know is exactly how to talk to the computer, how to tell the computer, hey, this is what I want. And again, I'll break this down so we all can further understand, right? But when you go in here and you give it simple prompts, again, after me giving it the prompt that I gave it, it released. I said I need a visual concept for a 30-day single release roadmap carousel for Facebook. So it gave me all of that. And then it turns around and even asks me, would you like me to create? Right? So again, 9 times out of 10, you don't see the artwork in here because I am a graphic designer. And the only thing that I used was the brain from the computer to tell me exactly what should I be doing. Sometimes we get brain fog. Sometimes we just like, I can't even, I just can't right now, right? So, um, let me see if it can show you guys. Let's go to my library real quick. All right, so check it out. So most people can't do graphics. And this would be a perfect graphic, right? For someone just to say, hey, man, I made graphics in it. But a person like me, I would tell you there's a mistake here all the way at the bottom where the words were cut off. So again, I would use it. Definitely, I would use it as a tool. I wouldn't rely on it 100% when it comes to actually just finishing something and putting it together and then trying to sell it to somebody. Make sure you take your time and look over it and make sure everything is great. You know, but yeah, there's so many different things that you can do with this. There's so many different things that you can do with this. And again, I'm taking you guys on the back end and just showing you what I got cracking, right? But when you come with curriculum, when you come with different things, you can, okay, so again, you can use this to actually help you build a website. You can go in here and say, hey, I want to build a website and I want you to tell me all the coding for the website. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to give you the codes. So they got Codex over here. They have so much they have so much right now with AI that is ridiculous. But we're gonna stick to some of the stuff that's very brief, just so you guys can really understand. Again, I only do this for the non-technical people. For the technical people, you guys already know what I'm talking about. 9 times out of 10, you just say, "Oh, that's the dude over there talking about music marketing," or he's talking about the AI space. But for you other people that really don't know anything about the AI space, in a couple months, y'all be mad. Like, where's all these videos? Is he still making videos? Because AI is going to be way more advanced. It's going to be way more advanced. Just take my look. Okay, look. If you were a marketing agency, right, or if you were trying to create ads or ad creators for a company like Macy's, right? Don't you think that you creating this ad, and it could be a 30-second ad, now they're doing like 18-second ads and so forth and so on. But just say, for instance, this can be life-changing money. If you did one ad and you got $10,000, right? How many ads can you do in a month? But again, I'm just letting you guys know, at the end of the day, these are things that is at your disposal. This is free. You don't have to pay for it. So if you're not utilizing this to actually make some money, what are you doing? Again, I give you guys these things and they're free. So you're procrastinating. If you feel like, hey man, I got this album, and I spent all of the money just so I could actually record it, and now it's taking me a long time to get more money, or I can't find the right graphic designer to create my album cover. Man, y'all sleeping on this gold mine, right? Or you're an artist and you feel like I can't create any content. Won't you hire AI? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would tell y'all basically just fire the procrastination and hire AI. That is exactly what I would tell y'all. If somebody was to come to me today and tell me that they wanted to build a business and they didn't have any type of money and they just had time, what I would tell them is they need to get very, very creative. They need to get very, very creative. Look at this right here. This look like a cartoon. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I hope y'all getting something out of this because in the next couple weeks, it's gonna get a little bit more. We're gonna talk about a little bit more business orientated and less creating, because then I feel like those entrepreneurs out there that really want this, I feel like those entrepreneurs out there that really feel like they need this, y'all gonna have to catch it on a higher level because these master classes and these other different things that I'm working on implementing, it it just takes it to a whole nother level. I want y'all to gather the experience of understanding what I got going on my platform every time I'm talking, because essentially the podcast is going to have few more shows than what you guys would expect. Myself, I do have 3 shows, which is Tech Talk Tuesday and another 2 that will be airing shortly. And then we have other people that is going to be a part of the VLMG podcast as well. Um, and it just becomes a family. And if you are somebody and you're in my area and you are trying to figure out exactly how to get you a podcast, DM me or contact me and see, because this definitely is doable. But back to what I was saying. So this tech talk, I just really wanted to break down something to you guys and let y'all know, because I know the last time what I was doing, where I was really talking about Vimeo 3 versus Sora, and the only reason why I put them against each other is because they have 2 different functions. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought the same thing. Okay, Gemini is produced and made with the sole aspect of being a writing model, but it's a large writing model. But at the same time, it has the capability to do video, and then the video has sound, right? So let's go. Let's see. Let's see. And that's the only other thing. You can only create 3 videos a day. And seeing how it's already 12 o'clock, and I did not already create that video, the other 2 videos, I might have lost that. But let me see. I definitely gave it a prompt, and okay, here it is.
Connect. Collab. Connect. Collab.
All right, now check this out. So I like the video quality, but there is definitely, it's not exactly what I asked for. So let me see. Let's do this in real time. So I would go to the prompt that I had, animation. Mm, That ain't it. I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know where it's at. But again, that's why it's very, very necessary to keep everything together. I mean, if you was to look at my organization, it's very, very organized. Um, but I write so many different prompts, and I got so much different things going on that it is kind of hard to navigate um, when you're a busy person like me, because it's just a lot. I just got a lot going on. Again, I do master classes, I do courses, I have ebooks, I have products, I have different things that you guys can take and utilize. And what I mean by an ebook, man, you say you get an ebook for $29 that has some very, 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 very valuable game in it. If you read the book, that's essentially good, right? But if you do not apply everything that you just read in that book, it was kind of like you should have never read the book, right? But again, when I made the ebook or each and every ebook that I make, essentially, I feel like if it has enough curriculum and it's just not something that I'm giving away and something that I really know a lot about, then I do a master class. And once I do the master class, that breaks everything down in depth for you guys on video as well as you reading it in the ebook. We have cheat sheets, we have worksheets, we have different things that you can utilize. I even make prompts just so you guys can get in here and do what y'all gotta do. But again, like I said, I use these tools to cut time in half. You know, I got a lot of different things to do. I don't know if you guys know exactly who I am or what I do, but um, I have so many other things to do. I can't just be sitting here all day trying to make animation and trying to, like I really have people. I have a team that actually do a lot of this. But I felt like I would take my time out just to show y'all what it is, just so if you guys wanted to take y'all time out to learn some of these skills and apply it to your everyday business, your everyday life, then actually do that. Excuse me, because these are things that people would say, "Oh, they gatekeeping," or "Well, I didn't know that," or "Nobody taught me that," or I mean, it's just it's simple. It is so simple. I think this is my prompt. Nope, I'm getting close. To be honest, I don't even remember what the hell it was. Oh, okay, it was my Okay, I think I know what it was. Let me see. But yeah, again, I mean, you have to get in here. You ask the different questions. You basically telling it exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it. Last time I got on here, and what I did was I created a book. I created an ebook just to show people how simple it was to create the ebook. And let me see. It's crazy. I don't even know what I keep going to the same prompt because I keep thinking it's that one. But basically, you just need to allow yourself to understand that when you're doing something like this, to stay organized first and foremost will be the best thing to be efficient. A lot of the times that I am working on things, what I tend to do is I would make a list. I will write it down on paper exactly what I want to do, my intentions on what I need to have done. And then from there, I would just make a system. So just say, for instance, I want to create an ebook. What is the ebook about? The ebook is about parenting. Okay, what stage of parenting? This ebook is about the early childhood stages. So then I will write down bullet points. Boom, 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 boom. What I know about parenting, right? And then I would actually get into the mood of going to AI and say, hey, think like a copywriter. Think like you're writing a book. Here is the vital information that I am giving you because I want you to help me write this book, right? And then it's going to say, sure, it's going to take your information and it's going to ask you a series of questions. And everything is pertaining to the book. Now, if you gave it vital information, it's not going to ask you anything. It's just going to take about a minute and it's going to produce a book, right? And my thought to tell a person would be make sure to read over it, make sure there's all the curriculum you need, make sure it has a table of contents and all that extra stuff. Make sure the grammar is up to par. And this AI, so you 9 times out of 10 is not going to have these error problems at all, but it is very vital for you to look over it because you don't want to hand this to a reader and then they point out your mistake. When you're like, oh, it's not my mistake, it's AI. Yeah, it's actually your mistake because you have to proofread things before you hand them out. That's just like you guys should understand. I don't even think that needs a explanation or a validation. But that goes what I was saying. I do want people to understand that these things that we have at our disposal right now are very, 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 very powerful, and you can utilize it to make money. And again, I just told y'all exactly how to make an ebook, but even after that, you can go in there and say, hey, I want to make the graphics for my book. Hey, I want to do this design. Hey, I want to, and you can tell it exactly what you want it to do. And if it's a part of its job, it's going to do it. And if it's not, then it's going to tell you, I can't do that. Anything that has to do with writing, anything that has to do with video, anything that has to do with, photos or flyers or book covers or things of that nature, you definitely can learn the prompt to tell AI, and AI will try to make it as close as it can. And if it cannot, what it will do is it'll give you a file that you can put in Canva. If you guys don't know what Canva is, we're going to take a deep dive in Canva another day. And then you can take that and manipulate it and get as close. I mean, when I say as close to what you actually said, because again, use AI to assist you. It's artificial intelligence. You're the smart one. You just need to learn how to speak its language. You need to learn exactly how to prompt it. You need to learn how to put in the input to get out the output. That is the best way for me to describe it to you. So I do want to get ready to wrap this up because I took a long time to explain something that I felt like I explained on the first 2 or 3 videos. But I just want to tell y'all, AI is here to stay. AI is very powerful. AI can be used to make a lot of money. It is people making money in their sleep because they know how to use AI. I do want to make these videos more technical, but I felt like I said that I was going to make it technical for non-technical people. But I really want to tell y'all it's a lot of different stuff that I'm doing with AI right now. Not only am I building out my own AI on my own AI bot, but I am making apps. I am making websites. It is so many different products that I am making with the help of AI. And I don't want to say AI is doing it all alone because I tried the other day just to tell it some vague stuff. Hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. And it specifically told me, I wish I would have kept the prompt. But basically it said, hey, you are supposed to be using me as help. Like basically like the computer was like, yo, bro, like, think a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Put some thought into it. Don't just say, hey, produce me an album cover and this is my name and this is what I want. They want the color. They want they won't give it more. If the more you give it, the better that you will get an output. That's all I'm going to tell you. So if you guys have not experienced anything with AI, if you guys have not took your time out to experience I do want to tell y'all one thing, and I hate to scare the hell out of y'all, but in the next 3 to 4 years, if you don't know how to use AI, you won't have a job, because essentially everybody knows that AI will soon replace 65% of the workforce. And the rest of the people that do have a job would be the people that know how to use AI, right? But yeah, it's a very, very, very vital time for people to learn how to use AI. Think about all of those older people that did not want to learn how to use computers. And now they got an iPhone and they got to call their kids and ask them kids, hey, walk me through how to use this iPhone because I really don't know how to do it, right? please walk me through this iPhone because I don't know how to do it. And they feel like they missing money, they missing out on life because guess what? They don't know exactly what to do with their iPhone. And it's a sad, tragic time, but it's real. And I'm just being realistic that people have to understand technology is here. Technology is here to stay. A lot of people were scared of AI. A lot of people were, devastated that they could even let it happen, right? But truth be told, a lot of the driving jobs will be gone, right? A lot of these fast food jobs will be gone. There will be a lot of jobs that will be affected. Just think about it. They have AI that actually can assist a doctor and spotting cancer. They have all kind of different AI, man. I've just been looking at all the different spaces that AI has taken over, and definitely, you don't think that AI can be a teacher? Yes, it definitely can. And I want to point out one thing before I get ready to close out. But the reason why AI is free, the reason why it's taking your information, because a lot of people get skeptical and like, oh, I don't want this computer to know everything about me. First and foremost, they already know everything about you. They do. But secondly, is because it needs your information. It needs your information so it can snowball, so it can grow, so I can keep thinking of all these ways to help you. So think about it as if you were a business and you were a business owner and you want to take your time to make sure everything was perfect, no problem. But in the process of that, your competition across the street, they're using AI and they're building this system and they're booming and they're rolling and they're before you know it, you're gonna be left behind. But I only said that to say that you have to learn, especially if you are a solopreneur, right? Or um, you're an entrepreneur and you do everything yourself, you don't really essentially want to run yourself into the ground. I remember before I would do everything myself. And now, by the help of AI and all the other people that I employ, that I'm able to make the right moves. I'm able to take myself out of the day to day task of being in the business, doing everything, and be more or less just executive decisions, more or less just really worried about the other businesses and other things that I have going on. Um, but needless to say, I use AI to get more things accomplished. I use AI to get more things done. I did just show you guys some of the different things that I was doing with AI, showing you guys how you guys can do this too, and you can use this for your everyday lives, for your content creating, for your business. There's a lot of different things that you can use this for. I hope you guys took heed to this podcast because I only do these tech talks for all you non-technical people. A lot of you technical people, you know a lot of the things that I'm talking about, and we can really, really, really get in depth. But I want these people that have businesses to know and understand that even if you're older and you're still trying to figure out how to work a TikTok or how to run an Instagram ad or, you know, things of that nature, like I'm here for you. I'm 100% here for you. Even if you're a young person and you just don't know how to use those things, please let me know. You know what I'm saying? Drop it in the comments. If it's something that you want to see me cover, drop it in the comments. I do this for the non-technical people. So if you're really, really techie and you got some tidbits to drop on me, please let me know. I find a way to use AI every day in a creative way, in a very constructive way. I do this because I know, like I said, in a couple years, if I'm not on my AI game, then it's gonna be really hard to get in the AI race when it's already started a couple years ago. And I do want to stress one thing to you guys. I think you guys heard me say this before, but think of AI as the same way as when the internet came out. So you think 1980 something, 1982, 1981 or something like that, first computer came out. 1990, the internet came out, right? And those were two major big moments in history, in humanity. right? First the internet came out, and if you were to ever put any money in stocks, you got money right now, right? But then the internet came out, and then websites came out, right? Then businesses start to boom in a different way because now the e-commerce space crept in, right? So no more big chains, no more big companies. Now it's time for the small businesses to take their piece of the pie, which they did, and which people still are taking advantage of. And I will be breaking down a master course on Shopify, so for all those people out there that want to make a Shopify and they want to know exactly how to get their start booming, all that good stuff. I even got free themes and stuff for y'all too. But yeah, no. So when they came out with websites, a lot of people were like, "No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy stuff from a website. I wouldn't buy from a website. I'm too skeptical." Right now, fast forward, here we are, 2025. Now all people do is scroll and buy, right? And TikTok has took it by storms because they got the TikTok shop, right? Um, but needless to say that all of these big companies have fell to the waistline of the smaller businesses. So if you were allowed the time, energy, space, opportunity, and resources, and what I'm saying is if you join these master classes, if you join my community, if you become a part of the community, and you can see that we have done for you services, we have all kind of different things where you can jump in the community and basically talk to somebody over here that does marketing, talk to somebody over here that does advertising, talk to somebody over here that shoot music videos, talk to somebody over here that do commercials, talk to and so forth and so on. And you never know who you might meet inside of the community. You never know exactly what you might learn inside of the community. When you are able to get in a community and specify exactly what you're trying to have happen, and the instructor, me, myself, but I'm very skilled on a lot of different topics. And I love helping people. If I can help you, I definitely would help you. Some of these times it won't even be a matter of any type of money, especially if it's inside of the community. But if somebody slide in my DM and they want me to do a whole list of things, that is why they call them services. But if you become a part of the community and you said, hey, I want to start a business, this is the business I want to start, I'll come with a whole game plan to show you exactly how to get your business started. But if you want to work with me one-on-one and me to actually train you or facilitate you and hold your hand, that would be something different. But from the initial jump, I definitely would give that to you free. I would definitely send that to you in a PDF where you can take your whole business structure and get ready to start your business with your business model. Take me up on my offer if you think that I'm playing. But yeah, I just really took my time out on this Tuesday just to make sure that y'all understand the significant value of AI, because AI is here and it's here to stay. I would show y'all, it's probably about like 10 to 12 different things that I do on AI right now. And I really wanted to show you guys, but I don't think that it would be a conversation that I could just have and people could be able to follow along, because AI is something that you have to know. You have to kind of understand it so you can go down the rabbit hole with me. But I did show y'all some of the different things that y'all can go do on your own. Some of the videos that y'all can go create, and share it with your friends and family, post it on your Facebook. Again, you can always go to the Explorer page. You can always go to the video page and just look at the ideas, click on it, click on the bottom, look at the prompt. If you wanted to do your own, click the video here. So yeah, definitely click. These are things that can't be overlooked. I know for me, look, hi, I'm not fake, but this is definitely a generated image. This person put a beautiful woman, 23 years old, with black hair, standing in the park during the daytime. She's holding a piece of paper in her hand and shows it to the camera. On the paper, it says, hi, Robin, I'm not fake. She smiles naturally and looks directly at the viewer. Now, let's look at this. It don't say anything about Robin, but she appears to be a beautiful woman, and it appears to be everything else that they asked for, right? So again, you have to learn to take this. Um, and again, like I said, if you were smart and you were trying to generate, say, for example, a cartoon, right? This would be a perfect example of something that you could definitely create a cartoon with. Um, and so forth and so on. There's so many different things that you can do with this. And I hope that you guys take heed because I promise you it's going to cost money soon. And they're not going to have as many perks because they know that everybody's going to be on this, you know. So this is, I don't even know why I didn't think about this, but I'm going to recreate this same one and I'm going to take some of the things out that I did not like in the prompt. Um, some of it being, let's take out the voiceover. Boom. Let's take out anything that would say anything about words on the screen. Nope, no words on the screen. Okay. Um, we're just gonna take the seconds off as well. You'd like to get as descriptive as you can, but I have a purpose. I have a purpose for why exactly I want this particular video. So again, just so you guys can see, I do have the pro level, and it is exporting about 3 videos per day. To whereas Sora, I read on um, on Reddit that you can do 600 videos in one day. Have I ever got there? No, I've never got there. But definitely, I want you guys to give it a try. I want you guys to tag me in some of your posts. I want you to make creations and let me know what happened. Let me know if it satisfy your need. I would love to see y'all artwork. I would love to see what y'all create. I would love to see this. So please tag me in it. And if this was helpful, then please like and subscribe. Follow whatever platform you on because you know I do multiple platforms. But again, this is a Tech Talk Tuesday. I just want to take time to break down these technical issues for you non-technical people. Again, the AI space is very lucrative. You don't even have to pay money for a lot of this stuff is entry level. The only thing you have to do is use a little bit of this up here, you know, or some of this up in here, or you know, I don't know what side y'all got it on, but most definitely, I hope y'all appreciated this knowledge. I didn't really go too deep, but I feel like the more technical I get, I might lose people. So I know to direct people to certain places and you guys can kind of get it from there. But if you want to create anything with a writing model, then I would recommend using Gemini because Gemini has a very good presence when it comes to writing things. And that video came back hella fast. Let's see. I'll take it. I like that. All right. Okay, so check it out. So now app brainstorm. So I told it I want to build an app, and then it gave me a list of things to tell it exactly what I want and how I want to build this app. And then I'm gonna go in tomorrow with everything that I have, and then it's gonna build that app. So let me show you something else. Um, this is my other account. I have a couple different. Let's see. when you ask this questions, it get very, very in depth. So Gemini get very, very in depth. But to whereas when I use Chat GPT and I can ask the same question, it will give me a slightly, I don't want to say vague response, but it's not as in depth. Um, it's very good, as like I said, I think of it as Google Gemini being a large scale writing model. Essentially, the videos are a little more high quality and it has sound. But by far, if you go over to ChatGPT and you use Sora, you would get some of the same realistic looks, right? 4K, everything's perfect, animation, whatever the case may be, but you won't get the sound. Um, Again, if you went to Google Gemini, then you would only be able to extract 3 videos a day. Whereas if you came over to Soar, you can do upwards to maybe 600. That's a lot of videos. I don't think I have the time to do all that. And if I did, I probably would make a lot of money because I know a lot of different things that you need to know to man these different things. But look at this. Just for example, Iron Man flying through space. Very, very simple. They didn't have to do too much, say too much, and they still got a very good output. Check this one out. I like that in the studio, right? Um, you got this one, low lighting, stuff flying on the screen. This is all next level 3D animation, CGI, UI. There's a lot of different things going on. I don't want to confuse you guys with all the letters that I'm saying, but the techie people know what I'm talking about. But you have this at your disposal. I am not just telling you guys this. I'm not pulling your leg. You can do this for free. You could definitely do this for free. I want everybody out there to know that if you're not taking advantage of this AI, you're gonna be lost. And again, I think we have about maybe 2 more of these where I'm just talking about different AI spaces, and then our podcast will take a whole different direction. And it will probably be a Q&A as well as probably like a live time response. But yes, this has been another Tech Talk Tuesday. Y'all already know who it is with the motivation, inspiration, and education. I'm your host, Miz. I'm about to get ready to slide up out of here because I got things to do. But I just wanted to make sure that y'all got that non-technical information for you technical people, and for you non-technical people got that technical information. See what I did there? But yeah, until I see y'all again, y'all stay safe and remember, use AI as your friend, your ally, and do not think it's your enemy because you missing out on money. Um, Thursday we will be talking about the different other tools that you can use and how you can use AI with other tools to do tasks for you when you are not able to do them. For example, say you got a firm of 8 people and somebody's sick and they're not going to be in for a week. Well, you can delegate their responsibilities to AI and systematically have all of those things taken care of. But again, we're going to take a deep dive. We're going to do that next time. I just feel like sometimes when I do these, I kind of lose y'all because everybody's not super tech like me. And it probably is very boring just to hear about somebody talk about tech for about an hour, unless you're just a person that really want to know. And if you really do want to know, make sure you like, subscribe, say something in the comments, say something in the DM. Let me know if it's something that y'all want me to cover, if it's an app y'all want me to cover, or, it's just if it's something that you want to know about. Let me know. I'll definitely chime in. I'll definitely get back to y'all and let y'all know because this is what it is. This is how we build community. We have to let each other know what's going on before it's too late and learn it in real time. Because what'll happen is this whole AI technology will get saturated. Everybody's trying to use AI, they're using it the wrong way, and then that's when the money get distorted. So right now, why it's not saturated and why I'm teaching you guys this low level game to get some high conversions, then just understand that I'm doing this for y'all. Ain't nobody paying me, and this is just coming from the kindness of my heart. So with all that being said, please take the game and utilize it. Please take your time out to use it. And again, understand high quality content only. Low quality content is going to burn your brand every time. When people use that low quality content, low quality cameras, low quality microphones, low quality this, you're burning out your brand. And people don't want to hear that. People don't want to see that. And then what happens at the end of the day, they just see your name coming up and they like, bro, I ain't got time for the low levelness. But again, man, I'm out of here. Tech Talk Tuesdays has been another one. Can't wait till Thursday when I unpack all the other stuff that we got. Next week we'll be taking a deep dive, talking about the website and the curriculum that's going to be on there, so that y'all don't have to come on here and listen to me talk about Tech Talk Tuesday on Facebook or IG or nothing like that. Y'all can go straight to the website. Y'all can go straight to the class. Y'all can go straight to the modules. Y'all can go straight be a subscriber or buy a course, buy a book. um Again, this information is what y'all need, and all this time that I've been taking to compile this information for y'all, I'm giving it straight to you. The only thing that you need to do at this point is apply it, because right now everything is free. Again, right now everything is free. Again, everything is free right now. And then y'all gonna be mad when y'all like, oh, let me get some of that game. I see you doing good out there, and how you get it like that. Like, I'm trying to let y'all know how I got it like that. So I'm out of here, man. Y'all be good. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. And remember, stop procrastinating, because that is what kills everything. I'm out. Peace.